Well, that's right. We are done RVing. Well, at least for the near future. We're having to put Gracey the Grey Nomad, our Dynamax Super C RV, away quite a bit earlier this year than we really want to. But that's because we're dealing with a major health issue with Nancy that we've got to get taken care of so that we can continue these empty nest adventures.
Right, friends. So I'm going to share with you what is happening with my knees, if you've been following along with the knee saga here. And we're also going to share with you all of our exciting plans that we have coming up.
And we'll show you what it takes to put our Super C RV away and make sure that she doesn't freeze for the winter.
Welcome to Living Phase 2.
Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Nancy, and we're empty nesters striving to live life to the fullest.
And today we're making sure we can continue that full life in taking care of Nancy and a few health issues. And we're also putting away Gracey the Grey Nomad, our Super C RV, so that we can take care of those things.
Oh, well, we are, friends. Well, many of you have been following along with us, and for those of you who are new, we'll let you know I have severe osteoarthritis in my knees. God, everywhere, but in my knees is what's bothering me. I'm going to get that taken care of. So I'm going to have a total knee replacement on one knee coming up. As of this recording, it's in 1 week. And I'm hopeful to get the second one done before the end of the year as well, just for insurance purposes, because, we'll meet our deductible. So it'd be nice to get them done in the same calendar year. If not, I'll have that done early next year as well. But I've got to get those done and get to recovering here. So I have had my pre-op visits all done. I've had my lab work, my EKG, all of that has been taken care of. I've had a pre-op physical therapy visit. So they've made the assessment of kind of where I'm at. And now I just have to have the surgery. But then following that, it is going to take a bit to recover. I'll be having physical therapy 2 to 3 times a week. I'm very hopeful that by 6 weeks, I'm feeling much better. And then even by 3 months, even significantly better. They say don't anticipate feeling completely back to normal until a year. But I'm going to do everything that they tell me and really work on my strength. And hopefully I won't have any issues once I'm over that big hump.
Yeah, and you've been doing an amazing job preparing for this surgery, which what they said is that's way over half the battle, is if you can get yourself in as good a shape as possible before you go in the surgery, before you have all that time on your back and not exercising. And you've been doing wonderful. You've been walking 3 to 5 miles a day. You're doing the exercises the physical therapist told you to do, all of those things. And I think that's going to really help you on the road to recovery.
Right. I mean, it's fortunate that I can walk without difficulty. I mean, walking now is getting painful versus when we were on the Ultimate World Cruise. I mean, I could walk for miles, but I can certainly see a difference even over this past year. It's walking up and down stairs, it's ramps, it's sitting and to standing. So getting up and down off the toilet is just no fun anymore at all.
Yeah, well, and not only that, but now that you're within 2 weeks of your surgery, you can't take any of your pain medication.
Right.
So even this morning when we went for our morning walk, you were like, yeah, I can certainly feel it.
Yeah, it's a big difference now. So I'm ready. I'm ready. So that kind of wraps up my health update, and that's why we're putting Gracey, we're winterizing her a little early this year. But Mike, let's talk about what does it take to get Gracey prepared for the winter?
Right. So obviously, there's tons of YouTube videos out there. If you have a travel trailer, fifth wheel, whatever, or a motorhome, like Gracey, they can walk you through it. So I'm not going to go through all the steps and everything. I've watched many of those videos and doing the same techniques that those guys out there are doing. But in a short little piece of it, what I do is I take my air compressor when Gracey's at our house. I blow out the lines. Now, one thing you want to be very careful of here is if you're going to use this technique, make sure you keep the air pressure very low, around 30 psi or lower, so that way you don't damage any of your plumbing. So blow it out with air. Now realize that air will actually pass over water, so you can still have water in your lines. So after I do that, then what I do is I run a RV safe or a potable or a toxin-free antifreeze through our lines. And the nice thing with Gracey is Dynamax has actually put a 3-way valve in at our water pump that has an extra hose coming off of it that you put right in your antifreeze gallon jug, and you kick your water pump on and it pumps everything into the system. So as an example, we had to pull the water filter off because if you don't, it's going to run antifreeze through the filter and ruin it. So you do that, you seal all that back up, and you get all the water out you can from blowing it, and then you pump the antifreeze through till you get the pink antifreeze at every drain. And then after that, what I do is once I know I've got good flow of antifreeze at all the drains, then I actually open all the drains and let it take all the pressure out of the system, and then just let it drain out. I drain the low point drains. So that way, as much gets pulled out of the system as possible, that I don't have that sealed and under pressure, because we live in Michigan. If we get a polar vortex in here, it can actually still freeze. And so we want to make sure that there's no pressure in the system, that nothing's going to get damaged. So we leave all the faucets open so that they drain. And then really at that point, I disconnect the house batteries, which for us, we have 540 amp hours of lithium batteries. Now, lithium batteries don't like to be stored long-term at 100% charge. And so what I've got my charging unit set to is about 50 to 60%. And so I try to get the batteries down at about that level so that they're not sitting fully charged. They're a lot different than lead acid or alkaline batteries that you might be used to. So that way you sit at kind of that middle charge level. There's no strain on the batteries of having them at a full charge. And then I just disconnect. We back her in, we put her away, we say goodnight, and I disconnect the chassis batteries as well, the Freightliner battery. And then that's really it for the winterizing in the batteries. Now, in addition to that, you take care of some stuff on the inside as well.
Right. We've removed all of the food, anything that might attract a rodent. I mean, she is in a garage, a closed garage, but rodents can still get in there. And I certainly don't want any in our RV. So we've removed any food or anything with a smell. We've removed like bedding. I mean, just because if a rodent would get inside, I don't want a mouse crawling on our bed. Yeah. So we took the bedding out and things like that. Any type of a liquid that might be in all the medicine in the medicine cabinet, that's all out. Anything that could potentially freeze that you might think would be okay over the winter has been removed. Batteries have been removed from things like flashlights, anything like that we've taken out. But it sounds like a lot, and it sounds like I'm grateful for everything that you did, but it really didn't take us that long. I mean, it didn't take you that long to do all the air compressor stuff and the battery disconnect. I mean, how long do you think it took you?
Well, unfortunately, I didn't have enough antifreeze. Gracey's lines are a lot longer than I thought.
Okay.
So, but yeah.
Minus that.
Yeah,
yes.
We had to make an extra run to Walmart. But it's about 3 gallons of antifreeze is what pumps through the whole. And I like to flush it, right? So I get a little extra in there. I would say between the air compressor, running the antifreeze to that, it's probably 2 hours. Maybe just to make, because I really take my time and make sure that we do it right. The other thing that you didn't mention was the refrigerator.
Oh, sure. Well, we emptied everything out of the refrigerator, and then we've opened up the refrigerator doors. We've put little pool noodles to keep them from shutting tight. That way there's air circulation through there, and it won't open up, in the spring and smell musty.
Oh, yeah. So it can get really stinky. No matter how much you clean it first, it can really get that way. So, yeah, that's really it. The clothing, the food, liquids, the refrigerator and appliances, looking at those, the batteries and winterizing. That's what we do to get Gracey ready. So we're putting her away, and then we're going to go on to a few other adventures. So all that said, we've got a ton of content that we've actually already recorded. So while you're laying there with your knee up, we can continue to share these adventures with you between now and the end of the year, and then going into next year, some of the new adventures we've got coming.
Well, let's talk about the first adventure that's coming up.
That's right. Well, first of all, right after this video, we're going to show you Michigan fall colors. So we went on a fall color tour, actually with my parents, up to the very tip of Michigan, and we went on one of the most beautiful roads, I would dare to say, in the world, the Tunnel of Trees, which goes along the Lake Michigan shoreline.
It was absolutely gorgeous, and we were there at such a pretty time of year and just found some unique places to visit. So you're not going to want to miss that one.
And don't forget the legs in for that
well,
Polish dinner.
That's what I was hinting around about. Yes.
Yeah, it's really good. After that, we're going to take you on the full adventure we had on the Ultimate World Cruise reunion. We went on a back-to-back-to-back cruise, and not only that, we had another adventure where we took a train for 3 days across the United States to get to our cruise. So be sure to tune into that Amtrak adventure, and then Alaska, the Pacific coast, and we go through the Panama Canal.
We did. And so that was quite an amazing trip that we were gone for a whole month doing that. So we've got several videos of that coming up. And then what's coming up next year, Mike?
Well, next year, believe it or not, we're going back to the Panama Canal again. We're doing a anniversary trip with my parents. And so my mom always said she wanted to see the Panama Canal. We're getting right back on Serenade of the Seas, our former home, and we're going to travel back through the other direction in the Panama Canal. So be sure to watch for that. In addition to that, we're going on another reunion cruise for the Ultimate World Cruise. This one will be over in Europe. Now, it won't be on Serenade, but all the friends from the Ultimate World Cruise are going to get together on Royal Caribbean's Explorer of the Seas. And again, we're doing another back-to-back-to-back, and we're going from Venice all through the Mediterranean, Greece, across, and all the way back across the Atlantic Ocean to Orlando.
Okay, Orlando.
Yeah, Orlando, Port Canaveral, yeah.
But, Mike, our biggest adventure is really next summer. We're going to be gone the entire summer back up to Alaska, and we're taking good old Gracey with us. She's going to get us all around. She's going to get us up through Canada into Alaska, and we have some exciting things planned there. In fact, we are going to go we're going to take an airplane ride clear up into the Arctic Circle for this. So I cannot wait. I love Alaska. I loved it this last year, seeing it for a week. I cannot wait to get up there for 3 months, especially to see all the wildlife, the beautiful waterfalls, the glaciers. It's going to be incredible, friends.
Yeah. So continue to follow along with us. We're going to keep you updated on Nancy's health journey, her recovery. We're going to show you all the ups, downs, ins, outs of getting a knee replacement. And especially at this stage, you're going to do great. And we're going to share that with you along with all these new adventures. So we hope that you continue to tune in. And we hope that if you ever see us, we always like to say as we're traveling around, be sure to say hi to us.
Absolutely. So our next 2 cruises that we're going to be on, if you're going to be on those, leave us a note in the comments, but definitely stop us on the cruise and say hello. We love that, friends. We really do. All right. We will see you very soon. Have a beautiful day. Take care. Bye-bye now.